Don't just be a product of your thoughts. Be the master of them. Let me say something important right up front, my friend. Just because you think it doesn't make it true. Some people live their entire lives ruled by thoughts they never questioned, ideas they never examined, assumptions they never challenged. The mind is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. Most people think their thoughts are facts, but many times they're not facts, they're fears. Not reality, just reaction. Not truth, just habit. What if the biggest thing holding you back is a thought that isn't even real? What if you've been living by limits that don't actually exist, except in your mind? You can't let your learning lead to knowledge. Let your learning lead to action. That's what this message is all about. Taking control of your thinking so you can take control of your life. Because until you challenge the thoughts that shaped you, you'll keep repeating the patterns that limit you. So, let me ask you, have you ever stopped long enough to ask yourself, is this thought true? Is this belief mine or borrowed? Does this idea help me or hurt me? Because the moment you begin to question your thoughts is the moment you begin to wake up. For things to change, you have to change. And for you to change, your thinking must change. Let's begin. Stand guard at the door of your mind. You know, it's a funny thing. Your mind is supposed to help you. It's supposed to guide you, to serve you, to protect you. But if you're not careful, if you're not paying attention, your mind can become your greatest enemy. That's right. The very thing meant to lift, you can hold you down. The mind that was designed to create can also destroy. What's easy to do is also easy not to do. And thinking clearly, that's easy not to do. Let me explain. We all have that voice inside our head. You know the one I'm talking about. The voice that says, you're not good enough. You always mess things up. Who do you think you are to try that? And here's the problem. We believe it. Why? Because it sounds like us. But just because the voice sounds like you, doesn't mean it's telling you the truth. Let me repeat that. Just because you think it doesn't mean it's real. The mind has memory, not just wisdom. Now here's a key idea to remember. Your mind doesn't always offer truth. Sometimes it just offers memory. Maybe you failed once. Maybe someone criticized you. Maybe you were embarrassed. Maybe you were told, you'll never make it. And guess what? The mind remembered. So the next time you try something new, the mind says, be careful. Don't risk it. You might get hurt again. It's not trying to ruin you. It thinks it's protecting you. But in doing so, it's also trapping you. You see, the real prison is not made of bars. It's made of beliefs. I'm too old to start. I'm not smart enough. I'll never have enough money. People like me don't succeed. These are not facts. These are programs. And if you don't challenge them, you'll repeat them. Don't just accept the thought. Inspect the thought. That's what wise people do. The danger, my friend, is not that we think. The danger is that we don't examine our thinking. A refined mind is a powerful tool, but an unchecked mind, that's a dangerous companion. You see, your thoughts shape your decisions. Your decisions shape your actions. Your actions shape your results. And your results shape your life. So if your thoughts are off, everything else will be off. Let me be very clear. Your mind will lie to you. It will tell you, you're stuck. You can't improve. It's too late. You don't have what it takes. But listen, none of those are truths. They are fears. They are echoes of old failures. They are shadows of old experiences. The moment you believe those lies, your life begins to shrink. Your dreams get smaller. Your confidence fades. Your fire goes out. And yet the world hasn't changed. Only your mind has. Stand guard at the door of your mind. You have to become the watchman. Not every thought gets to stay. Not every belief gets to live in your house. Some thoughts must be shown the door. You say, thanks for showing up, but you're not useful here. You don't have to believe every thought. You don't have to obey every fear. Think about it. If you allow thoughts of weakness, you will act weak. If you allow thoughts of strength, you will act strong. If you dwell on limitation, you will settle. If you dwell on possibility, you will stretch. The more you feed your mind with the right thoughts, the less room there is for the wrong ones. So, the first step to mastering your life is learning how to observe your thoughts. Catch them, challenge them, change them. You cannot become a new person if you keep recycling the same thoughts. You cannot grow into greatness if you're living with beliefs that belong to a past version of you. So what do? You start thinking on purpose. You start planting new thoughts. You stop believing everything you think. You become a gardener of the mind, and you pull the weeds. Let today be the day you wake up from mental autopilot. Start asking, is this thought true? Is this belief serving me? Who would I be without this idea? Because that's the key, my friend. You don't fix the outside by starting on the outside. You fix the outside by working on the inside. And it all begins with thought. Everything you are, everything you do, everything you believe starts with thought. And thoughts, my friend, have a source. Let me ask you something simple, but profound. Where do your thoughts come from? Because if your thoughts shape your beliefs, and your beliefs shape your decisions, and your decisions shape your destiny, then understanding where your thoughts come from becomes everything. What's fed into your mind shows up in your life. So today, we go back to the source. We explore the origin of your thinking, not to blame, but to understand. And once you understand, you can change. Here's the first truth. You didn't start with those thoughts. You picked them up. You absorbed them from people, from places, from the environment around you. You are the sum total of what you've learned, who you've listened to, and what you've accepted as true. It began in childhood. Maybe someone told you, you're too much. You're not enough. You'll never be anything special. And without meaning to, you believed them. You downloaded that belief, and it became a program. Years pass, and that same voice now plays inside your own head. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Why? Because of exposure. If you spend time around negative, small-minded people, your thoughts will shrink. If you're around complainers, you'll start to complain. But spend time around big thinkers, and suddenly your thoughts stretch. You'll ask better questions. You'll dream bigger. You'll act with more courage. Whatever is around you will eventually be in you. So guard your circle. Your thoughts are being shaped every day by the people you allow near. Now let's talk about something most ignored. The media you consume, the books you read, the videos you watch, the voices you give access to your mind. That's all programming. Good or bad, it's programming. And whatever you feed your mind, your life will eventually reflect. So ask yourself, are you feeding your mind with junk food or nutrition? Are you filling it with gossip, noise, and fear? Or are you planting seeds of discipline, strength, and wisdom? Every day you're either building yourself or breaking yourself. There is no neutral. Here's another point to consider. You may have gone to school for 12 years, maybe college for 4, maybe more. But most of us were taught what to think, not how to think. So we memorized formulas. We repeated facts. We passed exams. But we never learned to question ideas, to separate truth from tradition, to ask, is this useful? Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. So the moment you begin re-educating yourself, the moment you start choosing your own thoughts, that's when real change begins. Let's go even deeper. Some thoughts you have. You didn't choose them. They were passed down. Cultural expectations, family limitations, societal rules. Things like, people like us don't do that. You should settle. Stay safe. Don't risk too much. They were said out of protection maybe, but they planted limits in your mind. The chains that hold you back are often invisible, and they were handed to you by someone you trusted. But once you see them, you can break them, and you can say, just because it was given to me doesn't mean I have to keep it. Now here's the best news of all, my friend. You don't have to keep the old thoughts. You don't have to obey the old programming. You don't have to believe what they believed. You can reprogram your mind with new voices, new values, and new vision. Start today by choosing better input. Read books that build you. Listen to mentors who challenge you. Watch content that uplifts you. Be around people who grow you. Because when the input changes, the thinking changes. And when the thinking changes, your entire life begins to shift. So, where do your thoughts come from? They come from your environment, your influences, your education, your experiences. But here's the key. You can choose new ones. You can upgrade your mental software. You can replace the limiting with the liberating. Don't just accept what life hands you. Go get what you deserve. And what you deserve, my friend, is a mind that serves your vision, not your fear. Don't just let your mind wander wherever it wants. It's a dangerous neighborhood if left untrained. Just because you think it doesn't mean it's true. Just because it feels real doesn't mean it's right. You see, your mind left untrained will do one of two things. It will lead you into fear or pull you back into comfort. It will always choose what's safe, what's familiar, not what's best. That's why I say, don't trust your mind. Train it. Because if you don't train it, it will train you. Think of your mind like a wild horse. Powerful, fast, capable of incredible things, but only when it's trained, when it's led. If not, it'll run wild. It'll panic. It'll throw you off the path. That's what happens when people say, I know I should go to the gym, but I didn't feel like it. I know I want to build that business, but I keep doubting myself. I want to speak up, but my fear takes over. Friend, that's not life getting in the way. That's the untrained mind calling the shots. Don't let your feelings make decisions your future has to pay for. The mind's first job is survival. That's biology. It's not there to make you rich, not to make you successful, not even to make you happy. It's there to keep you alive, which means it fears change. It doubts risk. It resists anything unfamiliar, even if it's better. So when you try to step out, to grow, to lead, to start over, to rise up, your own mind becomes the loudest critic. It says, who do you think you are? Don't embarrass yourself. What if it doesn't work? And if you trust that voice, you'll stay small. But if you train that voice, you'll grow strong. The first step in training the mind, awareness, you must notice your thoughts before you can change them. Catch them in the act. When fear starts creeping in, pause. When doubt starts talking, listen, but don't agree. When you feel like quitting, step back. Don't step away. You don't fight the thought. You lead it. Say, that's not helpful. Let's try something better. And then replace it with, I've handled worse. Growth feels uncomfortable, and that's okay. I'm not here to play safe. I'm here to play smart. That's how you lead your mind, not blindly follow it. What is discipline really? It's leadership over your impulses. It's choosing what's right over what's easy. And discipline starts in the mind long before it shows up in your actions. It says, I don't feel like working, but I will. I'm afraid, but I'll speak anyway. I'm tired, but my vision is worth more than my comfort. Discipline says, I lead here, not my moods, not my fear, not my past. Discipline weighs ounces. Regret weighs tons. If you want to build the life you deserve, discipline is your bridge. You don't just think your way into a new life. You train your way there day by day. You repeat new thoughts. You rehearse new beliefs. You install new mental habits. And over time, what felt like a lie becomes truth. What felt like a stretch becomes standard. What felt impossible becomes identity. It's not about hype. It's about habit. Every day you either feed your growth or feed your doubt. Choose wisely. Final reflection. Who's in charge? So here's the question. Who's in charge of your mind? Is it fear? Is it emotion? Is it old programming? Or is it you? Because the moment you say, I will no longer trust my mind, by default I will lead it by design, that's the moment you rise. That's when confidence builds. That's when you become someone new. someone stronger, someone clearer, someone in control. Success is not something you chase, it's something you attract by the person you become. And to become that person, you must lead the mind, not follow it. You cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight. Let me begin with something simple but powerful. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your thinking. It's not what you have. It's not who's in office. It's not the economy. It's not your past. It's the thoughts you repeat, the beliefs you hold, the story you keep telling yourself, even if it's outdated. Because how you think determines how you feel, and how you feel shapes what you do, and what you do, that creates your life. You want to change your health? Start with your thinking. You want to grow your income? Start with your thinking. You want better relationships, deeper peace, more freedom? Start with your thinking. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. And those disciplines begin in the mind, not the body, not the bank, not the calendar, the mind. Because if you don't believe it's possible, you'll never even begin. Most people never experience mental freedom. They think what they're told. They believe what they've heard. They live based on someone else's story, not their own. But freedom means this: you can choose what to think, even when you can't choose what happens. You can choose how to interpret a failure. You can choose how to respond to a setback. You can choose whether that voice in your head gets your attention or your rejection. You can say, "That's not helpful. That's not my truth anymore. That's fear speaking, not my future." That's real power. And that power is available every single day. Let me share something that changed my life. We don't see the world as it is, we see it as we are. If you believe people are always out to get you, you'll see betrayal in every room. If you believe you're not good enough, you'll interpret every silence as rejection. But if you believe growth is possible, suddenly mistakes become lessons. If you believe your value isn't based on performance, suddenly failure doesn't destroy you, it develops you. So ask yourself, what kind of world have I built in my mind? Because that's the one you're living in. Here's the shift. Weak thinking reacts. Strong thinking responds. Weak thinking says, "Why does this always happen to me?" Strong thinking says, "What can I learn from this?" Weak thinking says, "It's too hard, I'll quit." Strong thinking says, "It's hard, that means it's worth doing." This is how mental freedom shows up. Not in the absence of hardship, but in the presence of perspective. Your mind is a garden. Every thought is a seed. And every day, you plant something. So the question is, are you planting weeds? Or are you planting wisdom? Are you letting anyone walk through your mind with dirty feet? Or are you standing guard at the gate? Stand guard at the door of your mind. Choose carefully what you allow in. Because once a thought takes root, it grows. And it bears fruit, for better or for worse. Now here's something practical. You've got to change how you speak to yourself. You can't say, "I'm such an idiot. I always screw things up. Nobody cares about me." And then expect confidence, courage, or clarity to show up. No, those words build walls in your life. Instead, start saying, "I'm learning. I'm improving. I matter. My voice matters. I'm becoming someone I can be proud of." And over time, your life will start to reflect your words. Because your words shape your world. Final reflection. Better thinking. Better life. Let me ask you, what kind of thinker are you becoming? Are your thoughts moving you forward or holding you back? Are you living by reaction or by response? By fear or by freedom? Remember, you don't have to live by old thinking. You can think better. And when you do, you'll live better. And that, my friend, is the beginning of a new life. Not someday. Today, your mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy. The difference is in who's in charge. Let me begin with a powerful truth. Your mind was never designed to lead you. It was designed to serve you. It's a tool, not a master. But for most people, the tool is in charge. The servant has taken the throne. That's where frustration begins. That's where dreams go to die. Because when the mind is untrained, uncontrolled, and undisciplined, it will build a life of comfort, not greatness, of fear, not faith, of survival, not success. If you don't program your mind, someone else will. And often, it already has. You don't have to force the mind. You lead it. Like a muscle, it responds to repetition, to routine, to training. If you train your mind to wake up with gratitude, it will start to search for blessings on its own. If you train your mind to look for solutions, it will stop panicking when problems show up. If you train your mind to believe in your value, it will no longer tolerate environments that lower your worth. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Discipline doesn't begin with the body. It begins with the mind. Your mindset is the thermostat of your life. If it's set to 60 degrees, that's where you'll stay. You can get excited. You can take action. You can get results. But if your mindset says you're not supposed to succeed, then you'll slowly return to that level every time. Unless you reset the thermostat. You master the mind. You choose new beliefs. You say to yourself, this is who I am now. This is the level I live at. I no longer shrink. I grow because I'm ready. You want to change your life? Start inside. Too many people rearrange the outside jobs, houses, relationships, but they never rearrange the thinking. And no matter what they change out there, they bring the same mind with them. So the patterns follow. The pain repeats. The results look familiar. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Because when you get better, your results improve permanently. Mastering the mind isn't about perfection. It's about standards. It's about saying, I no longer entertain self-pity. I no longer argue for my limitations. I no longer allow fear to delay my purpose. I think on purpose, not by default. You have to install those standards like software. They become your mental boundaries. They protect your growth. They eliminate the noise. A weak mind welcomes everything. A strong mind filters. Let me share something important. The questions you ask yourself every day, those are the steering wheel of your mind. If you always ask, why is this happening to me? You'll find pain. But if you ask, what is this teaching me? You'll find power. If you ask, what's wrong with me? You'll find shame. But if you ask, what can I learn? What can I become? You'll find progress. Questions are the tools of the thinker. Ask better questions, and life improves. Mastery begins with a better question. The master of the mind doesn't wait for validation. They don't wait for approval. They don't wait for the world to confirm them. They decide, I am valuable. I am capable. I am a leader of my own life. I am becoming more every day. You must decide who you are before the world tells you who to be. Because if you don't choose your identity, someone else will choose it for you. You deserve the life you're dreaming of. But dreams don't happen because you want them. They happen because you become the kind of person who can hold them. That requires mental strength, mental clarity, mental discipline. And if you don't master the mind will master you. But here's the best part. You can start today with what you have, from where you are. You can become the master. You can choose a new way. You can create the life you were always meant to live. Just start with the mind, and the rest will follow. Don't just change your life, change your mind. Because when the mind changes, everything else follows. Let me leave you with this thought, my friend. We often search for answers in the world. We look for better strategies, better opportunities, better timing. But the truth is, a better life starts with a better mind. Because no matter what you chase, if your thinking stays small, your world will stay small. You've now walked through 5 powerful ideas. You've seen how your thoughts can become traps if you're not careful. You've learned how your beliefs are shaped by people, pain, and your past. You've discovered how to lead your mind, not just follow it. You've been challenged to think better so you can live better. And finally, you've been reminded that you can master the mind and create the life you truly deserve. It's not what happens that determines your future. It's what you do about it. And one of the greatest things you'll ever do is think for yourself. Think with clarity. Think with purpose. Because that's where freedom begins. So today, decide. I will question my thoughts. I will choose what serves me. I will lead my mind and shape my future. This is your turning point. Not because the world changed, but because you did. Thank you for being here. Thank you for doing the inner work. And thank you for believing even just a little that something greater is possible. Keep going, keep thinking, and keep growing. Because when you master your mind, you can master your life.